It's almost over. My youth is fleeting away from me. Pretty soon, I will no longer be legally identifiable as a kid. I'm graduating from high school this semester. The heavily awaited graduation. It's been everything I've worked up to. I thought it would feel different. I still remember waking up at 5 in the morning before anyone else was awake. Waking up early enough to play a couple hours of Super Mario 3D World before school. I remember getting lost inside each of the expertly crafted musical arrangements. I remember being stuck on the final level for days. They didn't make it easy. Thinking back, those are still some of my favorite memories. Pure in thought and completely unobstructed by any complex feelings. I just remember how good it was. Then still, I have to ask myself, why does it feel so sad? I think that's a question I've started to take a lot more notice of recently, and I think it's a feeling that a lot of people have. Why do the happy memories start feeling bad? Maybe it's a feeling of desire, feeling sad that things can never go back the way they were, missing the things or even the people that used to make you content. Maybe. This all sounds quite similar to nostalgia, a strong emotion that's more recently gone mainstream in media. Nostalgia could be defined as having a glorified image of the past. Think about someone who looks back and wishes with all their might to have it again. So much so that they may modify their idea of what actually happened to fit what they want. Sound familiar yet? A feeling of desire? Adults usually tell you as a kid that these are your best days, to live it up while you can because soon you'll have responsibilities. That just doesn't sit right with me. And I'm pretty sure it never sat right with anyone else either. Like, what? I'm just supposed to be fine with the idea that my life is on a steady decline? I know that most parents who voice this to their kids intended to instill a sense of appreciation inside them, but I don't think that's what it did. In fact, I almost wish that I hadn't been told that, because with an expectation having been set up, it almost feels more prophesied to happen. Like in Macbeth, where if the witches hadn't told him that he would become king, the whole butterfly effect of him killing Duncan, then eventually being killed himself, wouldn't have happened. I'm being a bit dramatic though, this isn't particularly realistic. Although, I could imagine planting this idea into the youth conditions them to have a worse expectation of what adulthood is and can be. The whole ideology of childhood being better than adulthood is just a mindset you can adapt. If you can't enjoy the present and only live off your best moments, then you're probably more likely to feel resentful of life. As graduation gets closer and closer, I can't help but feel a slight touch of dread. I'm scared that things won't exactly work out for me. Hell, I don't know what career I want to go into. None of the ones I would enjoy will make me more than minimum wage. It's at this time I'm being told to remain optimistic. Life will work out. It's in these moments that I'm wishing to go back. Back to 5th grade, playing Mario. But then I realize I can't. And then the memories get a little bit sadder. A funny thing happened the other day. I was browsing through our family's mass collection of video games to find Minecraft for my little brother, until I ran into a familiar Mario game that I had once loved. And for a second I stood face to face with the game that brought me so much warmth. Forget Minecraft for a minute, do you want to play this game with me? I asked him. He asked me what it was. And for a moment, I just sat there in silence, not knowing what to say. How do I describe the game that shaped a part of me into who I am today? It's an old game I used to play. He was about the idea, so we turned it on, and when the sound of the music hit my ears, a wave of comfort ran through my body. I guess you could say it was nostalgia, but instead of finding myself longing for the past, I felt another feeling. Or more so, I felt a realization. It told me that memories only get sad when you want them more than the present. Today is just as precious as any other day. I shouldn't put the past on some pedestal of unattainable perfection. I had as many negative feelings then as I do now. I shouldn't look at the past in sadness, but instead be glad that it happened. And whenever you find yourself doubting that, just sit down and play some Mario.